we talk about taxes, because y equal to C plus I plus G, that means it is a 3-sector economy. Is my voice okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, when you say y is equal to C plus I plus G, this is the 3-sector economy. This 3-sector economy can also be written as AD is equal to C plus I plus G, which is equal to S, which is equal to C plus S plus T, which will be equal to aggregate supply. Okay. So we all understand that for the equilibrium, for the macroeconomic equilibrium, demand side has to be equal to the supply side. Aggregate demand has to be equal to the aggregate supply. Leakages has to be equal to the injections. So I plus G is the injection part, S plus T is the leakage part. And for the equilibrium, these two has to be equal to each other. Okay. Now, when there is G, there is T also. Now, how is T defined for the macroeconomy? T is equal to TA plus TY. Okay. Where TA is lump sum taxes, whereas TY is ad valorem taxes. Ad valorem taxes means tax which depends on the level of income. You can see that there is a small t and there is a y. That means the tax which is dependent on the level of income. Okay. Now, T is the propensity to tax or the tax ratio or the percentage of tax, say 10%, 12%, 8%, 9.5%, whatever is the tax rate, that will be the T. So if these two are there for the economy, if the taxes exist for the economy, how it affects the this equation, this y is equal to C plus I plus G. You know that YD is equal to y minus t, right? Now, in this case, YD is equal to y minus TA plus TY. Okay. So if you say that C is equal to C0 plus CYD, then YD is equal to y minus TA minus TY. So it can be written as C is equal to C0 plus C y minus TA plus ty. Okay. Now, if you simplify this, C is equal to C0 plus Cy minus CTA plus C.
Ma'am, minus ty.
Yes, because it is out of the bracket, so it will be minus CTY. Okay. That's how it will be looking like. So in this case, if you are trying to, now this is the lump sum tax and this is the ad valorem tax. So generally what we do, we take one tax at a time. Either we take TA or either we take TY. We are not taking both of them together, just to keep our thing simple. So now you are saying delta Y is equal to delta C plus delta I, where Ty is, say, 0.02. So not ty, but t. T is equal to 0.02. This is a given value, right? So now delta C will be equal to what? Delta C will be equal to, delta C is equal to C delta Y minus CTA will become 0 because we are not assuming any change in the autonomous tax. So delta TA will become 0. Therefore, this whole component will become 0. So C delta T Y. That's how it will look like. Plus delta I. So now if you try to solve this, so delta Y is equal to C delta Y minus C delta Ty plus delta I.
मैम ऊपर CTY होगा ना?
CTY कहाँ?
मैम ऊपर देखिए.
नहीं मैम वो सही है मैम, ब्रेक
प्लस CTY.
मैम ब्रैकेट के अंदर प्लस प्लस है ना, तो प्लस में ही तो वो
प्लस
तो
CTY
आएगा.
होगा ना वहाँ पे.
सी भी प्लस में है, सी से मल्टीप्लाई कर रहे हैं ना.
यस मैम.
मैम एक ब्रैकेट लगा दीजिए.
सेकंड लाइन में मैम, सेकंड लाइन में.
ये मैम जहाँ C इज इक्वल टू C0 प्लस CY माइनस CTA आपने लिखा है, तो माइनस को C से मल्टीप्लाई करेंगे तो माइनस CT आया, लेकिन उसके बाद जो है ये प्लस में TY है ना, तो ये प्लस CTY आएगा ना.
अरे उसके ऊपर में माइनस रहेगा ना ब्रैकेट में, तो फिर प्लस CTY.
Okay. Let us see that how it will work out. No problem.
मैम
We see, we are saying that T is equal to TA plus Ty. So Y minus TA plus Ty. So if we are solving this bracket, let me see that what we should be writing. We'll start from here. YD is equal to Y minus TA within bracket TA plus Ty. So now if we solve this, this should be Y minus TA minus plus, that is minus. Okay. So it should be here minus Ty. Is it correct?
Okay, ma'am.
That's how we have a minus here. So now if we try to solve it, delta Y minus C delta Y plus C delta Ty is equal to delta I. So if we say that delta Y by delta I, so this will be equal to 1 upon 1 minus C plus CT. Okay, so this becomes the tax multiplier. 1 upon 1 minus C plus CT. This is the tax multiplier when taxes are ad valorem or value added. So we have, when we talk about taxes, there are two formulas which we are using. One is delta Y by delta I is equal to minus C, 1 minus C. This is the tax multiplier when tax multiplier when taxes are lump sum, and then second, delta y by delta I is equal to 1 upon 1 minus C plus Ct. This is when taxes are value added taxes. So let us take an example. C is equal to 0.8 and T is equal to 0.02, right? So the first formula, delta y is equal to delta I minus C 1 upon C, that is minus 0.8 divided by 1 minus 0.8. So which is equal to minus 0.8 divided by 0.2. So 0.8 divided by 0.2, which is equal to minus 4, right? Can we all see this?
Ma'am.
Ma'am, but in the case of lump sum taxes, we have studied that delta y upon delta t.
Delta y by delta t. Yes, that you can say. Right now here what I am trying to tell you is that suppose if lump sum taxes are changing, but at the same time investment is also increasing. Okay, so we want to understand that what will be the impact of investment change on income if lump sum taxes also exist. We are trying to understand this. When you use the formula, you can use both the things, right? You can use this delta y by delta I also, or you can use delta y by delta t also. The only issue is that we want to understand that what will be the impact of income, impact of change in investment on income. That is why I'm writing delta y by delta I. So the tax multiplier value will be minus 4. So if now the investment, even if the investment changes by 50, then the tax multiplier will be 50 multiplied by minus 4. So that will be the reduction in income due to the taxes. The only fact which we are trying to highlight here. And suppose we use the this formula to try to understand that what will be the size of multiplier. So 1 upon 1 minus 0.8 plus 0.8 multiplied by 0.02. Okay. So 0.8 multiplied by 0.02, that will be like this. So you are saying that 1 upon 1 minus 0.8 multiplied by 0.016. So 0.16, yes. So now 0.2 multiplied by 0.016, that will be 32.
Ma'am, there will be plus sign between 0.8 and 0.016.
There will be plus sign
Between 0.8 plus 0.016. Ma'am, because plus is outside of the bracket now.
Yes. That's true. Okay. Thank you. So now it is 1 upon 1 minus 0.8 plus 0.016. So now it is 1 upon 0.2 plus 0.016. So now this will be 0.2 plus 0.016 is equal to 0.216. Now 1 divided by 0.216 will be equal to 4.6. Okay, I'm leaving it here. I will see this in the next class. Yesterday we talked about this import multiplier. Right, so I was telling you that import multiplier where we have defined m is equal to m0 plus my and x is autonomous or xa, which has a bar on it. So we have a diagram like this, where this is m and this is x. Okay, autonomous. Now try to see one thing. Like suppose that we move from this point to this point. So what happens is that we move from one point to another on the import function. So you can see that this is the change in income and this is the change in imports. Okay, so that's how the change in income by change in m divided by change in y is equal to m. That is the marginal propensity to import. There is one more thing which is important for us. Now, because we are saying that S plus T plus M is equal to I plus G plus X, leakages and withdrawals. So if we want to show this through a diagram, are you all there?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So if we want to show the same thing through a diagram, I guess you can identify that on the, okay, sorry, there is another mistake. Injections. Okay. So you can see that all the injections are autonomous variables. I is also autonomous, G is also autonomous, X is also autonomous. So we are including all these three things together. And on the right side, you have S plus T plus M, which are the leakages. And these all variables depend on the level of income. Saving also depend on the level of income, taxes also depend on the level of income, and import is also a function of income. So if we want to show this through a diagram, you can always use this type of diagram. This is I plus G plus X line. Okay. Here you are taking Y level on the X-axis. On the y-axis, you are showing all the variables, I, G, X, S, T, M. So now there can be this type of line which will tell you S plus T plus M. So it is a positively sloped line which has a negative intercept also. Why? Because it indicates the amount of dis-savings for the economy. Okay, so if there is any change in the level of S or T or M, so that it will create an impact for the economy. How it will create an impact for the economy, or how leakages result in lowering of income level? See, if there is an increase, this line will shift further. This line will shift on the left side. So suppose we are saying that taxes have gone up. So if it goes up, the line moves on the right side. The line shifts on the right side. And you can see that the earlier level of income was Y0. With the new level of taxes, the income has reduced to Y dash. If you increase the autonomous variables, with the previous level of savings, taxes and imports, the income increases. Okay, the income increases to Y1. Because what you have done is that you have increased the G. You increase any of the autonomous variables, the income will increase. Any of the leakages variable, the income will decrease. This is one way of describing the equality between leakages and injections for the macroeconomic equilibrium. Is it okay? Are you getting this?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So now finally, if I try to again write the formulas, see, up to the formula thing, all is correct. Okay. The only part is that if you take a numerical example, how the calculation looks like. So we will do the calculation part again, but in terms of formula, so first we have talked about investment multiplier. Which is delta Y by delta I is equal to 1 upon 1 minus C. The second is government expenditure multiplier. Where delta Y by delta I is equal to 1 upon delta G is equal to 1 upon 1 minus C. Then the third is your lump sum tax multiplier. So this will be delta Y by delta T is equal to minus C, 1 minus C. Then fourth is your value added tax multiplier or ad valorem tax multiplier. That will be equal to delta Y by delta T. So this will be equal to 1 upon 1 minus C plus Ct. Fifth is your, there is another thing which I want to tell you, but let me write the formula here and then we will see that transfer payments multiplier. If government makes transfer payments, that is if government provides subsidies or if government provides social security benefits, it will also create multiplier effect. So this transfer for this looks like this. delta y by delta r is equal to c upon 1 minus c. R is the change in transfer payments. Sixth is your balanced budget multiplier. Multiplier when G is equal to T. So 1 upon 1 minus C plus minus C, 1 minus C is equal to 1. And then the last thing is your foreign trade multiplier. Foreign trade multiplier, which is equal to 1 upon 1, so which can be written as delta y by delta x, which can be written as 1 minus 1 upon c plus m. So marginal propensity to import and marginal propensity to consume. Now there is one more type of multiplier which I will be talking with you, that is super multiplier. Super multiplier when I, that is investment, is equal to IA plus II, that is induced investment. Okay, if induced investment is also there and II so I can be defined as IA plus EY. Okay, that's how we are defining the induced investment. So now super multiplier where delta y by delta I. But now this I has autonomous investment as well as induced investment both. So now this formula looks like this. 1 upon 1 minus C plus 1 upon 1 minus C minus E. Now this E is marginal propensity to import. Sorry, marginal propensity to invest. So this becomes your super multiplier. It can also be written as 1 upon 1 minus C minus V. V is the marginal propensity to consume or capital output ratio. This again we will be talking about, we will be discussing in the coming classes. We have not done it so far, but because we are talking about investment and we are talking about multiplier effect, so these are the 8 types of multiplier which can exist or which can create an impact on the income in the Keynesian system. Okay, so when we are talking about income determination and we are talking about types of multiplier, process of multiplier, so these are the multipliers which we can use. Have you seen this, all of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so now let me go back to the same thing, the tax multiplier, which I am trying to tell you. See, there is one thing. Let us try to understand this whole economy now. Y is equal to C plus I plus G plus X minus M. Now, suppose we say that G is equal to GA plus R. GA is autonomous government expenditure. R is transfer payments. Okay. It can be, this R can be written as TR also. There are some books which write it as TR and there are some books which write it as R. So whichever way we want to write it, we can do this. Now, C is a function of Y. Consumption depends on level of income. But when we are talking about the 3-sector economy or the 4-sector economy, now this YD is equal to, see, in the 2-sector economy, why I am trying to differentiate this, please understand, because in a 2-sector economy, YD is equal to Y. But in 3 or 4-sector economy, YD is equal to Y minus TA plus TA plus TY plus R. Are you able to see this, everyone?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Now, YD is your disposable income. Disposable income is derived, or how do you find out the disposable income? You have to deduct the taxes from the income and then you have to add the transfer payments to the income. So that's how you will get the disposable income. So taxes are deducted, but transfer payments are added. And that's how disposable income of the households is derived. So rest of the variables, you know that how we define it. So you are saying that Y is equal to C plus I plus G plus X minus M. So Y can be written as C0 plus C, Y minus T, Y minus T, please see if I am making any mistake. Dy plus R plus I plus G plus X minus M0 plus My. So that's how the complete structure is looking like this. Y is equal to C, then C is defined as C0 plus Cy, C which has different components. So C marginal propensity to consume is affected by these four. Yes. Okay. Yes. Let us keep like this: x minus m0 plus my. Okay. So now this is the complete working of the macroeconomy. So if we want to understand any of the change of variables and how it affects the level of income, we can use this. Okay. If we are taking a two-sector economy, the things are very simple. We know that. But as we move to three-sector and four-sector economy, where we have different variables. So generally what we do, we take either of the variable. Either we take lump sum taxes, or we take these ad valorem taxes. We take R separately, the transfer payments. If only transfer payments are changing, suppose, so we will take it one by one. We don't take it generally all these things together. But when government is making a policy, or when we are talking about the macroeconomy, in reality, these all variables are creating an impact at the same time. Like at any point of time, let's say like in 2021 or 2020, if we are trying to understand the impact of aggregate demand on the economy, so then every variable is changing. So we will have an extended system where delta y is equal to C delta y if I write like this, y minus t minus ty plus r plus
मैम y minus t ही होगा.
y minus t.
A.
Just wait, let me write it completely so that I understand that where is the correction required. So then delta y is equal to C delta y minus C delta t minus C delta ty plus CR plus I plus G plus X minus M0 minus My. Okay. So now if I'm trying to solve this, all the y components will come on the left side. Delta y minus C delta y plus, will it be plus?
Yes, ma'am.
C delta t plus C delta ty minus CR.
मैम C डेल्टा T इधर क्यों मैम? आपने कहा कि y कंपोनेंट्स इधर आएंगे.
Yes, yes, you are right. C delta ty plus, not plus, minus CR plus My. And then
मैम अगेन CR. मैम ये y तो नहीं होगा ना यहाँ पे?
नहीं, this was the like try to understand, this was the component. See, all the y components CR. Okay, So I'm ending the class. We'll do it in the next class, okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you,
Thank
ma'am.
you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.